Happy birthday, Kimberly. Look at you. You're 40 and all grown up. You look beautiful, just like when you were a little girl. I watch over you and your sisters and brother and the kids every day. Sometimes I drop hints that I'm around, like when you hear someone make a big peefee, or when you make a big peefee. Remember when I would drive you to school in my tiny Mercedes every day and we would listen to this song together?
Shake his hand. He made my baby fall in love with me.
I am so proud of the woman that you've become, Kimberly, and all that you've accomplished. All of your hard work and all the businesses you have built are incredible. But most impressive is your commitment to become a lawyer and carry on my legacy. It's a long and a hard road, but it's worth it. And I'm with you every step of the way. The way that you're connecting with your roots and supporting Armenia means so much to me. You are a proud Armenian, and I am a proud Armenian father. The most beautiful thing that I have witnessed is watching you grow your family. You married the most genius man in the whole world, Kanye West. You are the most amazing mother to your 4 beautiful children, and they are perfect. Keep doing what you're doing, Kimberly. You are a beautiful soul. Know that I am very proud of you, and I'm always with you. I have built a firewall around our family. I love you, Kimberly. Tell Courtney, Chloe, and Rob I love them and miss you all. Don't forget to say your prayers.
Welcome to the Cryptoteacher. And guys, you know I come back with that video just to make you think. Now you just saw Kim Kardashian's dad and hologram come back to life. And guys, I've done several videos on Ray Kurzweil has already said that this is what would happen. Now we're seeing it come true. We see the direction that they want to take us out of reality and put us in a virtual reality. Now, guys, I'm not going to get too deep, but as we know, we're already basically 2 people already. When you're born, of course, you have your regular name, but when it comes to the corporation, your name is in all caps, you're 2 people. Now we're going to be moving over into virtual reality where you'll have your physical self, and then you'll have another person online, your virtual self online. Can't make this stuff up, guys. Enjoy the video.
First of all, I bought this yesterday.
Okay.
With
Thanks.
my debit card.
Thank you very
it's a
much.
present. In the year 2099, December 31st, when I walk into a store, hopefully, how will I pay for that?
Well, I think you'll be walking into a virtual store, and most products will be virtual, even food and clothing and everything we need will be virtual. The era of 3-dimensional printing is already coming, and we'll be able to download a design for clothing and then print it out, and there'll be open source forms of information, so open source clothing that you can download and then print out with 3-dimensional printers at a few pennies per pound. So well before 2099, just about all the physical things we need will be information files. So already I can email you a book or a movie or a sound recording, and I can actually email you today a violin or a guitar, and you can print it out on your 3-dimensional printer. There's a band that has all 3-dimensional 3D printed instruments.
Yep.
Pretty soon, all the physical things we need, certainly by the 2020s, will be information files. And you'll pay for these with online forms of purchasing, and you'll be able to buy them on online stores. I mean, already online shopping, even for things that we don't print out, is ubiquitous. And that's growing very rapidly, and physical retail is coming down.
Yeah.
People still like to go in to feel the clothing and try it on themselves, but we'll be able to take a three-dimensional scan of our bodies and actually see in 3D an avatar of ourselves and see how the clothes looks. And we won't be limited to just the things on the rack and, oh, I love this shirt, oh, it's not available in my size. You'll be able to design, see the clothing on your avatar, then actually have it printed out in not only the right size, but in the exact shape for your body.
So what about the very real pleasure that I personally get from champagne? Will that be gone?
Well, virtual reality is another emerging technology. So already we can do what we're doing now in terms of being together. And there's technologies, rather than just sort of having images on the screen, like with Google Hangout, I can actually sit and look around you and feel like I'm together. There are primitive forms where we can touch each other. Once virtual reality goes inside our brains, and that'll be here by the late 2020s, and basically, I mean, my brain doesn't directly feel things. There's signals going into my brain. We can actually trap those signals and actually send into the brain signals representing a virtual environment. And so the computer will actually create the environment, and then we can be virtual actors in a virtual environment and do any of the things we do in real reality, like be together, hug each other, whatever, in a virtual environment. We can eat in a virtual environment and have that sensual experience, because our brain is receiving these signals as if they were coming from the real world, but it's actually the virtual world. You'll have a body in the virtual world, but it doesn't have to be the same as your physical body. So if you go into something like Second Life today, already people have avatars representing them, and they can look different. Now the avatars over here, although psychological experiments show that people actually identify with that avatar, but in the future it'll actually be like, this is my body and like I'm looking, but I'll actually have a different body. A couple could become each other, for example, and experience their relationship from the other's perspective, but you'll be able to do the things like eating that you do in real reality and have that sensual experience in a virtual environment.
If we move a bit closer to the present time, I'd like you to, you've said that when the timing is right, timing is vital for technology. And in that light, I would like to hear your viewpoint on emerging payment systems such as Bitcoin that changes the paradigm of who's controlling what.
Well, Bitcoin is interesting because it's not just a payment system, it's a whole currency. But I mean, everything is going virtual, and already we pay for most things, even just using credit cards, or, PayPal and so on. We pay for things online. That's going to increase over time. Our cell phones will be able to pay for things. So we won't need to handle currency or even carry physical devices around. We'll be able to pay for things virtually. The nature of currency is interesting. I mean, what is currency? It's an agreement of, it's basically a big agreement system among people that everybody respects. Even, say, terrorists who have very different views of society than the mainstream society, everybody respects money. It's this big system of agreements that we have. And that will, and it's already been broken away from some kind of physical entity like gold. It's already a very kind of theoretical concept. But certainly payment is already going online.
But what we're seeing is something being decentralized, as opposed to you have like the Federal Reserve or our national bank that sort of runs the show and guarantees the value of this currency.
Well, you brought up a good term, decentralization. That's the nature of the future. The 21st century technologies are decentralized rather than centralized. So the internet is decentralized. Some piece of it goes down, the information just goes around it.